Hello everyone and welcome to the final 9 of the 2020 Idlewild Open presented by Dynamic Discs. Terry Miller, the disc golf guy, alongside Nate Perkins. And Nate, we've got a great card. These guys from the chase trying to hunt down the leader, and Eagle McMahon is on a heater. I think that's the official term.
I think so. 2 pars, 2 eagles on the front 9. He's perfect. This is some of the most entertaining disc golf you're ever going to see. If you found the Disc Golf Guys channel, congratulations, because this is seriously some of the most entertaining sports I've ever seen. I'm so happy to be here. Thanks for having me, Terry. This is right where I want to be on a Monday morning, commentating some Disc Golf Pro Tour action. Hole 10, it's the 5th most difficult hole on the course, but it's probably the most difficult par 3. 368 uphill the entire way. It takes probably 430 of power and a unique hyzer flip shape. And that's it right there. That is flipping up to flat. He loves it. No way.
Does it get any better than that?
No, it doesn't, Terry. That's incredible.
Again, one of the most difficult holes on the course, and Eagle is within 5 feet of it.
And that was a PD from Eagle McMahon.
And had you not just seen Eagle's shot, we'd be wowing over Andrew's shot right there. I mean, that was a great shot as well.
Yeah, Andy actually got a little sneaky on that left side. And that's a great shot from Bell as well. Not the most powerful player on the tour, but getting that one, that's like edge of circle, maybe even inside.
I think you could hand a disc to about 100 people and say, okay, throw this tee shot and don't hit a tree. And I bet you, maybe 10 wouldn't hit a tree at some point?
Yeah, the trees on the right are right off the tee, and they bring the 5 into play on this hole.
And Gilbert's just really looking to find his stroke here. He's gotten off to a slow start. Sit. Andy's stretched out to his left. He's got a lane.
Oh, no.
He's got to put a little bit more on it. And this is almost what many would consider a bonus birdie. Just 15% of the field finding their way to getting a birdie here. And then there's 1% of the entire tournament that's parked this shot, and, well, you're watching him right now. Eagle McMahon he will literally be the last to putt after the CTP on 10. That is incredible.
Wow.
Hole number 11, what are we doing here?
Yeah, so they backed this one up last year. We've got this little funky little turf pad that's really going to affect these players and make them focus. It's another small gap, maybe 10 feet across, and then we've got an elevated pin. This is definitely one of the easier holes on the course, if not the easiest hole. We're going standstill right here. Eagles playing this one, flipping up to flat. That is beautiful.
And Eagle probably wished I would have stayed there. I literally jumped up as it split my legs. I wasn't expecting him to be about 35, 40 deep of the pin. I said, Eagle, I bet you wish I would have just stood there. It would have saved him a good 10 feet.
Yeah, he's going to have the death putt coming back down the hill on this elevated pin. Both of those shots, so technical. Eagle flipping up that MD3 and Andy parking that pig.
And Bell's fortunate that didn't carry more offline. You can actually find yourself in some nasty rough here if you hit one of the early trees.
Oh, and that's smooth right there. Just over it.
Also coming in a little bit hot, right on line with the basket, but over the top. And you got to be careful with this. We know Bell's an aggressive putter, and if that comes in with the wrong angle, and it doesn't, it sits down, but that hits the wood, that hits the post, that could get up and roll away real quick. Here's a death putt from Eagle outside the circle.
Wow.
At no point was that not going in.
No. that's what they look like when he makes it too. Just straight at the pole. That one came out a little bit of wobble, but that's okay. He likes that sometimes. Oh, and there we go.
We'll use all of the basket, every corner. Now, if we could get back to my cat-like reflexes, I'm just not sure that the camera angle did it justice, but yeah. Some would say I pounce, is actually, I think, the phrase.
Nice, Terry.
All right, we move over to hole 12, a par 4. We haven't seen any in a few holes.
This is a true gem, Terry. This is a dog leg, left to right, and a very small landing zone that is just so difficult to stay in. And if you're too deep or you're too short, you're out of position, scrambling for par. This basket is on a slope from right to left. One of the better par 4s on the entire Pro Tour. Eagle is just blasting one up there. It's really unique the way that he plays it. Most forehand players are kind of just getting right around the corner, but he's going high speed right there and just playing those long trees.
Yeah, most players are not getting the distance, and that unfortunately, cuts that corner, as you were saying. Most players aren't getting the distance to where Eagle just landed right now. He is a little bit left from where he'd like to be, but that's incredible distance.
Wow. And that's a perfect drive from Gilbert right there.
I'm not sure too many people were past that point off the tee.
Yeah, not too many, Terry. The landing zone is so small. And I like to call it a sensitive landing zone because of how easy it is to just kind of roll off of it or scoot too far.
Marwede showing just how crucial it is to at least make the corner, and we see Bell right on the edge of it. So he's going to try and work a turnover that flexes back, and he's actually looking at the basket from there, just a bit deep.
Yeah, deep is a pretty common miss on this one. The way that the pin is tucked back into the left, but the way that the trees make you throw this shape, most players end up falling down the hill a little bit too long. And Eagle going with the forehand roller here. Essence, this is a common approach here. Oh, that one, good line, but just curled a little quick.
Just a little early, and we'll see if he has a look at it from there. A lot of trees are guarding this green.
No. Oh, no way, Thomas.
And scoots through, as he said, a little lucky on that left side. He'll have a look still. This is Marwede's third shot.
Wow.
And that checked up nicely. Sometimes you see that exact same shot come in, and then it catches edge and will roll 50 or 100 feet away.
Exactly. Very common to see that on hole 12.
You see Thomas looking on with anticipation. Eagles 11 through 11.
Oh, dang it. Is right. That P2 just a little high. Oh, he loved it. He already started to walk it in a little bit.
He thought he had it. I think both him and Eagle thought they had those putts. They looked great. Maybe this will be the turning point. Thomas, who's had a rough go at it here so far.
Yeah, it's back-to-back birdies from Thomas.
Gain a little bit of momentum here. Marwede's able to walk away with his par. So,
And he's playing solid. He's playing solid golf. I mean, a little overshadowed by Eagle's nearly perfect round. But he is right there, only 5 strokes back.
yeah, Eagle's sitting with the outright lead at this point. The lead card is battling hard. Some of them are playing pretty well. Eagle had quite the deficit to pick up. I think he was 4 or 5 behind going into this round. But when you're 11 for 12, it's fair to say you're making some moves. And again, another memorable hole out here, hole 13.
Yeah, this is arguably the signature hole on the course, just due to that Y tree. I mean, it's like they took it straight out of a video game or something. If you don't hit that first gap, though, you're bringing that creek into play. You're bringing the double bogey into play. And this is another one, Terry, where these players can get down there for an eagle look.
Yeah, spoiler alert, lead card on second day by Patrick Brown actually threw it all the way to the pin and went into the creek just a few feet short of the basket. So
No, and that is the miss that you cannot make. That's early left in the creek.
And that one surprisingly stayed out for eagle. That did not go out of bounds.
It didn't?
No, it
Wow.
didn't. So a little love there for eagle.
No, stop. Oh,
And that one does.
there's just so much OB, and that's just out of position. He's throwing 3 right here, and he is getting risky right there, going out over more out of bounds.
Finds himself just outside circle 2. So he's got about 70 feet as we pan over and take a look at the beautiful green.
So it is inbounds past that. Eagles approach right here.
You have me second guessing myself. Maybe eagle
there
was
was this-
in fact out of bounds off of the tee. And this is Gilbert for what would be an eagle attempt, and clips the tree.
Stays short, but he's still got to look for birdie. Andy, after a great drive, pitching that one up for birdie. Oh, Bell. That is an incredible par save. You were not going to see that a lot. Someone getting up and down the way that he did, going over the creek, making a 60-footer. It's incredible.
And Gilbert doesn't waste his drive. He has a little work to do to still make the long putt. And again, I stand corrected. Eagle's original tee shot was out of bounds. So after his approach, this is him to save par. A little easier than what Bell had.
That's also a great par save. He put that turnover putter in perfect position, just short of the creek. Makes good on the circle's edge look. Andy picking one up right here, moving to within 4 of eagle. And we're getting into it. Another technical shot. This gap right here that we're flying through is maybe 7 feet across, and it is the only gap that you can throw through. Sloping downhill from left to right, we've got an OB creek just in front and to the right of the bucket, which makes the approach really tricky. Thomas going stable forehand.
So he hits the initial gap, but then there's 1,000,001 trees between there and the basket still.
And this is what Idlewild's all about, is the prescribed gap. There's really only a couple ways to do it. It's the flat to hyzer forehand, or it's a really crazy James Conrad, Michael Joe kind of flip up backhand. An eagle missing the gap right there, Terry.
Yeah, you got to wonder, is Eagle washed up? I mean, he's got 2 pars, and now he's missed the gap here on this 3rd hole. In all seriousness, though, we're going to see how this is going to mentally challenge him. He's done so well in these first, 11 or so holes. Now it feels like things are cooling down for him.
This should be somewhat routine to get this forehand down into the flat.
It's a little bit of roll, but that's still short of the basket. I mean, he is not in birdie range.
No.
Looks like he's in a great position for a recovery shot for the par, but not quite there for the birdie.
Wow, that needs to slow down.
Stop.
No way. That's so difficult to do.
And that one comes up short and right. That's actually pushing more toward the next tee. And here's Bell, finally able to throw his second shot.
And this is what makes this so exciting of a sporting event for me, is disc golf is just at its finest in the woods when players have to get creative. Good drive, bad drive, it doesn't matter. You're still left with something that you might not have practiced, and you have to think of a new shape. You have to visualize that new shape and then try and execute it right here in the moment during this final round.
Eagle, a little too much. Now, if Eagle was practicing from that distance, he was probably assuming he was actually there from his initial drive.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
and that speaks to what you're saying, is you got to get creative and you got to think about all the different situations out here. Marwede trying to save it.
And I just
after
feel
the
like
OB.
it's more entertaining, isn't it?
Yeah, because anything can happen out
Yeah.
here when you're on the Idlewild track, that's for sure. Eagle's trying to save his par.
Making it look easy right there. A little obstructed on the footing.
Matt Bell's going to have a similar position as he lines this one up. Okay. As he hops up, he's going to use,
That was all of that corner pocket right there.
and he retrieves it accordingly. That's the Matt Bell, flight tracker around the basket there.
That's perfect.
And we're going to see the bogey by Marwede, and we're going to hear a word from our sponsor, OTB. I got to thank them, along with Dynamic Discs, the Natty, and the Disc Golf Pro Tour, along with my two amazing cameramen in Steve Held and Matt Graham. This is Thomas for par. Here's a word from OTB. Hole 15, what a monster.
Yeah, fourth most difficult hole on the course. Again, a landing zone that, I mean, it's a small landing zone. You have to be center cut or you're not gonna have the angle on this approach right here. Anything left and right, we've seen this is the hole in the past that took Kevin Jones out of it 2 years ago. Anything can happen.
And if you're throwing backhand, like we're seeing Bell, you'd love for that to flip up and maybe flip up to straight, maybe a tiny bit of turn, but you really want to keep it in the center.
And you're playing pretty uphill, and so it's easy to get the nose angle a little too high. And if you do that, your disc either floats to the left or floats to the right, out of position.
Yeah, and that looked like it was almost pure hyzer there by Thomas, and that's not going to be in a good position. So now we have to talk about Eagle.
No.
Oh, no.
Another miss right there.
Yeah, he started out now 11 for 11, the last 3 holes. He's done a little bit of scrambling, and he's got 3 pars. But he's in trouble here on 15.
That is an ideal forehand tee shot right there, all the way up to the stump. He's in perfect position for a hyzer. And this hole is one of the reasons why we see so much variance in the scores, because if you, even a good shot can be just out of position enough to make you reach for something and bring a bogey into play.
There's Gilbert outstretched to his right. Very tight gap to hit.
Man, what a tough lie he had. And Andy's showing us all how to play the hole. That's well inside the circle.
And he's left, like you said, about 25 feet. Just proving the premium that is found in that center fairway here.
This is a really important shot right here. No way.
Wow, and Eagle showing just a little bit of, well, humanness in him right now. He's struggling here on 15.
Yeah, he's going to have a long look for his par. Maybe outside circle 2. And so I got to wonder, Terry, if Eagle is looking at the scores.
Interestingly enough, I noticed that he didn't really pay any attention to his phone. And we know there was such a conversation about that as he's lining up his long par putt here. Yeah, and that didn't look good out of his hand. That wasn't even really that good of a run. And to complete the thought, he's not looking at his phone. He told us at the D-Glow, which he just won 2 weeks ago, that he was intentionally just staying in the moment and focusing on his breathing, and he wasn't concerned about scores, and things would shake out as they will. So Eagles, after an 11 for 11 start, is going to give one back to the course, and he's just 10 under on the round now.
11 for 11, then he goes par, 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 bogey. Really unexpected. But this is the course where something like that can happen.
And this is arguably the hole to do it on, is the fourth most difficult. So we move over to the longest hole on the course. People like Eagle have to be just chomping at the bit. Eagle, Thomas, our big throwers, right?
Yeah, if you have that 600 feet of power in the arsenal, you can just chip one into the middle. It doesn't matter where. Because of how downhill that second shot plays, they feel really comfortable just bombing one down there.
All of the grass, the long grass on both the left and right sides are in fact out of bounds.
That's a great shot from Andy. Yeah, this is the 11th most difficult hole, and it's also an eagleable, probably the most eagleable hole out here, but it is also a hole that can bring in a big number if you go out of bounds early.
I think the pro tip would be, if you're going to go out of bounds left if you're the righty backhander, because then you're getting all of the distance as opposed to, and not that I was calling for him to do so, but at least he's got all of that distance. That's 400 feet down the fairway.
Oh, yeah.
And he's, gets to throw from that spot, as opposed to going out on the right and then not gaining all that distance.
And Eagle is going PD2 here.
Yeah, we saw really a spike from him in round 2. And yeah, right out of frame, he goes a spike here. And that's the play you were just talking about. I can throw it that far.
He just chipped it. That was like 200 feet in the air. That's such a unique style, but it's going to be in bounds. And here's that cloud breaker too. And even from this far back, he has to throw that steep of a hyzer. I just can't believe that he can get it to push that forward. Wow.
Look at that.
He is just outside the circle.
And bringing down a tree limb or two with him. There's so much power and so easy for him to get all the way down there. And Bell's flipping this one up. We'll see if this one finishes with a good hyzer.
And that's a good look at the difference in the power right there. Bell's going full flight on that, nose down, turning, and Eagle was throwing a hyzer.
Pure hyzer. It's almost unfair,
possible.
Nate.
Absolutely.
You got to play against him every weekend. It seems unfair.
He's in a different category of player than most.
And Marwede's not short on power either. We'll see if that gets all the way down there. And he's maybe 15, 20 feet behind where Eagle landed.
Yeah, he's loving that.
Also putting it way up there. There's almost an element of playing off the trees down there. I mean, if you
Yes.
got that big of an arm.
Yes.
You see that rolling just inside circle too. So he's sitting at 63 feet.
For a circle birdie. Oh, is that his second? Or that was Bell that did circle birdie earlier on the front nine. That's
Yeah,
right.
correct. Yeah, the penalty birdie, and here we'll give him what, 20 meters. I mean, he's Canadian, so we'll call that a 20-meter putt.
Yeah, that was huge from Thomas. This is Bell for Eagle. Just didn't get quite the pop he needed with his hand. Andy's taking this one high. Oh,
He wanted to will that one in there.
Eagle.
another one
And-
just high.
Yeah, and so surprising because we've seen him he seems so focused and so dialed. And I mean, to be fair, he's still walking away with that tap in birdie, but he set himself up in position. That's exactly what he's looking to do. I feel like he executed his game plan perfectly, and unfortunately just a bit high on that putt. But he does get back the stroke he gave away on the previous hole. And he is in a tight battle trying to push through these last two holes, and we're up to the just diabolical hole 17.
Yeah, we've kind of been calling this one the casino hole. You know, you pull the lever and you're not
See what
sure.
happens?
You
See
don't
what
know if
spits
you're
out?
going- Yeah, exactly. You see what spits
Hopefully it's
out.
not 777.
Hopefully not. Anything can happen here on hole 17. I mean, Eagle only has 3 strokes over Andy. Andy could put this one all the way up there for a 2. Eagle could go be early. Oh, and he swings this Firebird around. That's as good as you can throw the hole. He didn't touch a tree.
No, which that in itself is like hitting a jackpot.
Yeah, it is. This hole is insane. You really can't get the full picture here on the camera, but that creek is just winding the entire way through.
I just gotta keep it down over there.
Oh no.
Looks like he's pure deck. Just as I say that, of course, I niced him. I pured him. And just to real quickly touch on the competitiveness, Eagle birdied a 969-foot hole and still has the back of the box.
Yeah, good point. That's crazy.
Sit down.
That was so close. You
Wow.
just never know, Terry. You never know what kind of kick you're gonna get, if you're gonna roll toward the OB, away from it.
Get back.
Bell, after going OB, is gonna play up that left side. Yeah, he's gonna have a look right there.
That's an interesting play. Just trying to take so much of the OB out of play. I really like that. Eagles trying to just pitch up. Okay.
Wow, that's perfect. It's
It-
crazy
it-
that he can jump putt that far.
It feels like, yeah, it feels like he did exactly on the previous hole. Purposely just comes up short of the OB, and you said it way early in the first round. He's got to trust his putt now.
Sit. No.
Just skipping off of the green. He was just a few inches short of that, and then it went up and over. But he'll still be putting to save his par.
Calling it. Bottom of the bucket right here.
Bell downhill, trying to save his par.
No. down, Matt.
And Marwede's about 45 feet here. This is for eagle.
This is for eagle.
Maybe a little tentative.
Yeah, I would
with the
say
OB
so.
right behind him. Eagle for his birdie 3.
That's such a clutch putt. I mean, with his speed, if he airballs like he did on 7, that's in the water, and that's a bogey.
And just a few moments later, Paul McBeth, directly behind him on the lead card, is going to eagle hole number 16 and tighten things up between the two of them.
Yeah, so Paul's eagle takes him to 25 under par. Eagle's birdie right there moves him to 27, and Chris Dickerson is in the clubhouse with a 14 under par, and he is also 25 total for the event. And we have a lot of action here. I mean, Andy's at 24. He could get to 25. And we've seen a lot of double bogeys here on 18.
It's the most difficult hole on the course, and what a way to finish it. 650 feet, just 10% of the field finding their way to a birdie. And like we said, could you set up for a better final hole, the most difficult one to play?
No, this is awesome. I mean, such a critical tee shot. You're throwing slightly uphill at first, and it drops back downhill, and that's really what makes it so difficult to land a disc in the fairway and flat.
So good distance, but with it leaking out on the right side at the end. It seems like it's a little more open on that right side. Is that a fair statement or not necessarily?
No, it's fair. Right's a little bit better, but that's still out of position for the birdie. He's going to have to pitch up to the mouth to try and get up and down for a par.
Crucial shot for eagle.
He's going MD3. And now you're just in such a tough position early because the layup is so difficult with how sloped the fairway is.
This crests the hill and stays clean, a little bit left side, but that's not a bad place to be.
No, not at all.
We'll take a pan over and see maybe what kind of angle he has. I'd take that all day.
Yeah. He's going to have a little hyzer flip-up shot. No.
And that roll literally just added a stroke.
Yeah.
If you think about it,
Yeah.
like that seems so unfair. He has a good shot, it hits, it just had it sat down, it would have saved him a stroke. And Eagles,
Oh, no.
oh, he pitches out too far, so he goes from left side to right side fairway.
He is in the position, I like to call it a par or a double, because you get out the gap, you're parring. If you hit a tree and kick back in, it's your double bogey.
Marwede throwing his second shot.
Okay, he's right behind. He was right behind Eagle, so Eagle's gonna have actually a really similar angle.
So he's got the
decide.
early trees on the right, he's got the bush on the left.
And he doesn't know that all he needs is a bogey, Terry.
He has no idea.
No way. What? He's inside the circle from there? I can't even express how hard that is.
It absolutely was mind-numbing to watch him execute that shot.
Well, he just won the tournament with that shot.
Well, what he doesn't know is Paul McBeth, who eagled 16, is now sitting on 17, but was really aggressive and is going to card a double bogey. So Eagle has no idea, as you're mentioning, as to what's going on back there because he's not looking at the scores. He has absolutely no idea where he stands.
This is crazy. He really didn't know again.
He has
He doesn't even
no
know that
idea.
he won with that shot right there. All right, Andy Marwede, and I wonder if he knows what that's has secured him with McBeth falling back right there.
Bell's trying to close out his Idlewild Open experience.
Yeah.
So fitting. Beautiful jumper to do so. Eagle says he's got a new good luck charm, and well, she might be standing right behind him right now. This is to save his par. Solid. And before we cut away to any of the other action, again, thank you to Dynamic Disc, the Pro Tour, the Natty, Adam, Jason, just the incredible staff and crew, and also thank you, Nate, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Terry. This was great footage, premiere footage from the Disc Golf Pro
Really?
Tour event.
Again!
He was just informed that he won. He had no idea.
Good job.
You're a part of this.
No!
Could I have missed it?
You won.
You won.
By like
You won by 2.
3.
Your champion,
Yes!
Eagle McMahon, here at the 2020 Idlewild Open.
Your son is behind you.
Idlewild Open champion, Eagle McMahon. Thank you very much. Congratulations. Appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.
Wow.
Eagle's here to tell you, like, share, and subscribe. And please consider becoming a Patreon supporter of the Disc Golf Guy channel. Make sure you make a comment on the front and the back 9 of this video to be eligible to win something for free. And stay tuned. We're going to have a bonus interview coming at you with Eagle McMahon after his 2020 Idlewild Open Championship.